Hello, today we're going to talk about some of the subsystems that integrate in with the utility billing application. The first one that I thought we would talk about is our service order module. It does a couple of key things. One is, let's take a look at the account maintenance. And one of the key ways that it integrates in with the existing system is by the status. You're going to be able to, depending on status, you can define what service orders that you want automatically created. A couple of good examples might be on a new customer, automatically create the service order to go get the reading. We can do the same thing for a final status, go get the reading. We also have that capability for a transfer, go get the reading. So those are ones that are going to happen automatically if you set the system up to do that. Now, a couple of other things. Once you've defined a service order, you're going to be able to, if you look up that customer, you're going to be able to see all the service orders that are tied to this customer. So in this example, there's one. So if you've got the customer on the phone, you've got the summary information, and if you double click, you can get to the detail. So you can find out, information about the service order, the status, the problem, and the resolution, all on that normal inquiry screen. So if you've got several service orders, you're going to see them all right here listed. Now, in addition to the service orders that we can automatically create, there's several other service orders that you can create, and you actually get to define what prints on that service order. So, for instance, if I'm going to do like a meter change out, or maybe I've got to go send the guys to go do some mowing, there's certain information that you're going to want to collect, and as you define your different types of service orders, you're going to be able to actually, in this setup, define what prints on that service order. You can have up to 5 different questions of information, and they can be check boxes, but it allows you to actually define those different service orders. Another key thing is you get to define the status. So you're now going to be able to pull from your database service orders by status. And you can also print this service order on demand. You can print them in groups, or you may want to go ahead and assign it to one of your employees, and you can actually email it in the field. And so they're going to get it automatically, and it's going to pick up what the customer told you on the phone, and then they're going to be able to gather the resolution information. So lots of different options for setting up different service orders. One that's nice is, I'm going to look up a service order, is you can also, if you wanted to, you could print that service order right here. So I could print it, or I could also do a mail merge with Microsoft Word. So lots of ways to track that information. Now, in addition, you can process your resolution so that you can update the database. There's also different reports. So if I want to pull a list, I might want to pull a list on, show me all the service orders assigned to George. Or maybe I want to know, I'm looking for all of my meter changeouts. I'm going to go do that today. Or maybe I just want to know by status. Give me a listing of all the service orders that have been assigned, and maybe within a time period. So different statuses and different ways I can pull out my list. But depending on how I do it, you can print this to the screen, you can email it, you can also take all of our reports and go to Word or Excel. Now, another option here is that you're going to be able to, if you want to, you can print your service orders from this menu option. You could do 3 to a page. You could do a range of service orders. You could do it by dates. You could also do it assigned by personnel, or once again, I'm looking for certain types, or I could even do 1 to a page. So depending on what I've selected, I can pull the report and see either 3 to a page or 1 to a page. Once it's in the system, you're going to have an inquiry that you're going to be able to look at any point and see by status. You can get a quick list on, you may want to see the ones that were completed, or you may want to see the ones that are assigned. You can also look up and see, you may want to look at all of the service orders at a certain address, or you may want to pull out all the ones that have been assigned, or you could do it by status or type. Once again, lots of ways to manage that database of service orders in this database, but most importantly, when you've got that customer on the phone, you're going to know all those service orders as well. So depending on how I select this, I can do a query and get to the information. Now tables, this is where you're going to define what types of service orders, what would you like to print on it. This document type here is, as I mentioned, we can do a mail merge with Word. So you could send canned letters, but it can merge in information from the service request. So you can also set up your technicians. So a little bit of work on getting it set up, but remember it's going to automatically create service orders based on status. Now another subsystem that we have is our budget billing, and this is a subsystem that if you're getting requests from customers that want to basically have a level bill, they don't want the high ones and the low ones, they want to be able to budget year round, you can set up their contract and it will actually bill that budget amount each month until you reevaluate that contract. So it's going to keep track of the difference, but it'll bill that average amount. If you've got that customer on the phone, you're going to know at any point that they're on your budget plan. So I'll show you an example. I believe his name was Ralph, so we'll look him up. And so as if you're looking him up, you're going to know right here that they are on the budget plan, or if you're entering in a payment, you're going to know that as well. So once they're on the plan, this little budget button turns on, so you'll know just for the ones that you've set up. You certainly don't have to set up everybody, but it is a nice feature if you're getting requests to get that level bill. It takes the work out of doing that for you. And we do get this request from our electric and gas customers, but very simple and easy to set up, and then it's going to bill the average. We also have a meter management subsystem. This is going to track considerably more information on your meters. And let me show you what I'm talking about. First of all, you've got lots of different ways you can look up that meter. So if you know any combination, you can search. Let's take a look at this particular meter. So on this screen, first of all, you're going to have different statuses. I'm going to be able to pull reports or do searches based on status of meter. This first tab, most of this information you're currently keeping now in the utility billing system. However, you're going to notice we're going to be able to track actions, and you can define different types of actions and the description of that action. You can also have different tests, and you can even have default responses. So you're tracking way more on the meter, specific tests and actions, and you're going to also be able to have 30 user definable fields. So these fields can be date fields, numeric fields, or text fields, and these are all unlimited text. Now, if you're currently using our utility billing system and decide to add this after the fact, you can import from the current system all of those active meters. So all that information you've already told the billing system we can import in, and then you can start tracking the additional information. Once you go live with meter management, as you add new customers, you're pulling your meters from this inventory. So all that data is already there. You're just bringing it in. You're going to also get some different reports. We have a meter report that you can pull out by status and get a listing. You can also define, how would you like that sorted? And so you're going to be able to, once again, you've defined that status so you can manage your utility and get listings based on that status. You're going to also be able to pull reports by action. An example might be you may want to know within a time period which meters had a certain action, and these are your codes so that you can pull out those different actions. It was installed, it was new, or whatever the action may have been that you've done to that meter. So you can pull those out for a date range. Now this particular report's going to show you all your installed meters in the different locations. Now we can do an inquiry, and so you can enter in the meter ID and find out where has this meter been. So it kind of keeps the life of the meter, and you can track track the different locations. So once again, this is one that it's easy to turn on, and then you can start tracking the additional information on your meters, the tests, the results, and those user definable fields. We've got two other ones that are also very easy to set up. One is bank drafts, and a large majority of our customers use this. You've probably seen when you are maintaining customers this option here to store their bank information. It's on this little tab right here. And right now yours is set to do not draft. Once you set it up, you'll simply tell the system all the customers that have signed up to be drafted, and you'll store their bank information. What this does is it creates a file that you'll send to the bank each month that has all the bank information on it, so that the bank can then move the money from your customers' accounts to your account. But most importantly is the system creates a batch of payments. So anybody that's being drafted, the system's going to create a batch of payments that you just post. So you're not having to do data entry, and you're getting your money faster. So lots of customers like this because they don't want to write a check each month. So it's very simple to set up. It creates a file and saves you that time from having to enter in the information. So like I said, lots of customers have that. Another one is our handheld interface. We work with a very long list of vendors. So if your utility is looking at maybe getting your readings entered in electronically, give us a call and we'll go through the list. We've got units that we support that you might walk the route and punch in the readings, or maybe you're using like a radio read or even the new satellite read. So very long list. We also have a unit that we sell so that you're not having to key in those readings. The interface will simply create a file that goes out to the units, and then it creates another file that you're going to import, so that you're not having to enter in those readings. It all happens electronic. So lots of things you can do to increase your efficiency. So if you have any questions on any of the subsystems, please let us know. They're very easy to turn on. They're actually already there. You just license them, and they're even up to date. So thank you for your time.